everybody, and welcome to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. I'm your host, Amit S.Katz. I like to throw the S in there because that distinguishes me from the other millions of S.Katzes that you're going to listen to, especially those in the health field, right? I am the author of the book. I am the author of the book, 50 Treatments, Remedies, and Cures You Can Find in a Health Food Store. Yes. And I'm also the owner of Lifestyles Nutrition in Indian Wells, located on Highway 111 and Cook Street in the Village, right next to Kitchen. And so what is this show all about, people? If you're tuning in for the first time, this is a show about health. It's about you and your life and how basically, if you listen to the show, you're going to get tidbits and various things that are going to fill pages of your own health playbook, will allow you to navigate your health in case you run into any problem. It will arm you with knowledge on how to do things, what to do in case you do come across a problem, a health issue in your life, or possibly you're looking to get off of some medication. There is a natural, holistic way of doing this, and I'm going to be providing you with that information. But before we go on, I want to welcome all desert cities to the show. I'm talking to you, Palm Springs, Desert Hot Springs, Joshua Tree, Thousand Palms, Cat City, Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, Indian Wells, La Quinta, Bermuda Dunes, Indio, and City of Coachella. I didn't forget anybody, right? How are you all doing? You feeling good? Not so good? Well, if you're not feeling that great, you've tuned into the right show, because I am going to be filling you with plenty of knowledge. And coming up today on the show at 15 past the hour, we're going to be talking hyperbaric chamber, hyperbaric health. Yes, that little chamber that Michael Jackson supposedly slept in, that Timothy Bradley, if you watched the fights over the weekend, the documentary about him and Marquez fighting, he was sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber. Yes, I'm talking about that chamber. And the multitude of health benefits that you can obtain from going through a hyperbaric treatment. We're going to be talking to naturopathic Dr. Zayd Ratansi of Living Longer Medical Resort, and he's going to come in and he's going to tell us about the great many things that you can gain from using or signing up for such a treatment. Then at the bottom of the hour, you guys, even though this pertains to female health, you're going to want to tune in. And if you're a female, you definitely want to tune in. I'm going to be doing 8 female libido boosters you need to know about. Absolutely. Because, if you're losing it, you're going to gain some information on how not to lose it. And guys, if you feel that the woman in your life is, not so hot to trot, you may want to have a conversation with her about the 8 female libido boosters you know about after listening to the show. Then after the break, we're going to come back and we're going to do my standard regulars, which are herb of the week. We're going to do something really cool there, and then best question of the week. But before we get to our roster, our agenda, that is chock full of beautiful and wonderful things, I want to talk to you about you and your health, and about how lucky you should be living here in our U.S. of A. and the health freedoms that you have. And why am I so on this today? Because I had a customer that came in, now that the season is almost upon us here in the Coachella Valley, and we have the snowbirds coming in. Well, they don't just all come from Canada, and they don't all just come from the East Coast. They actually come from all over the world. And I had a customer that came to me from Norway, and we had a very, very big conversation. And she actually owns a health food store in Oslo. And she told me that she came into my store and she's buying vitamin C. And I was thinking, wait a minute, vitamin C, that is the most common garden variety supplement on the market. Why would somebody who owns a health food store in Oslo want to buy vitamin C from me? Especially since they're here 3 months out of the year. I mean, she couldn't have brought some from home. I bet you she brought everything else from home, Q-tips from home, a toothbrush from home, Norwegian toothpaste from home, and yet what did she not bring? Vitamin C? Are you kidding me? I asked her, why vitamin C? And she said, because in Europe, their equivalent of their FDA has limited their doses to 100 milligrams. I was like, are you kidding me? 100 milligrams is just enough to prevent scurvy, but not enough to really give you that exuberance of health. And now, on this show, I talk about a myriad of really unique and cool and exotic things. None of this, she can't get any of these things. And yet here in the United States, you have the right to bear arms, you have the right to congregate, you have the right to protect yourself, you have the right to protest, and yes, you have the right to 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C that in Europe, they just let those rights go. Nobody defended it, which is absolutely insane. Now, if you really want to talk about things that are really super, super cool, we have the right, pretty much, we have access to any type of herb, almost any type of herb, as long as it's, not Mary J. or psychedelic or mind-altering. And even that may be changing very soon as far as, the marijuana lobby is concerned. And actually, currently, you can't go into a health food store, but with a doctor's prescription, you can get medical marijuana. And yet in Europe, medical marijuana, not so available. So we are wildly, wildly lucky in this country. We are incredibly lucky. We are so lucky to have these freedoms. And the fact that you get in your car, drive down Highway 111, walk into Lifestyles Nutrition Center, you see me or you see Donna, and you just buy 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, and that might not seem like a big deal to you. Well, guess what? In the real world, that is a big deal. 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C is a big deal. Being able to walk into a health food store and getting a probiotic, which is 50 billion microorganisms strong per capsule, is a big deal. Walking into a health food store and getting protein drinks that are not on import from another country. You can get them in Europe, or you can go to a local GNC, but somewhat limited. Here, almost everything is available. So in that sense, people, you are empowered by the sheer fact that you're just living here in the United States. And I like that idea. I like the fact that you're empowered. I like the fact that I'm empowered. And we're going to keep on empowering you. We're going to go to break now. After break, we're going to talk to Zayd Ratansi of Living Longer Medical Resort about hyperbaric health. You are listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program on Money Radio 1200.
If good health is important to you, look no further than products from Genesis Today. Genesis Today has a great line of nutritional supplements made from pure natural foods that your body can absorb, instead of chemical supplements manufactured in a laboratory. Genesis Today is a progressive nutrition company that specializes in superfoods. These exceptional plants and fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other vital nutrients at 20 times, 100 times, even 200 times the nutritional value of common fruits and vegetables. These products are prepared with low to no heat so as not to destroy the nutrients, and package them in non-toxic glass bottles for your consumption. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center today to find out what Genesis Today product is right for you.
Whenever I work out, my joints ache the next morning.
It's embarrassing to have to take the elevator instead of walking up one flight of stairs because your knees and ankles grind.
I tried glucosamine, and it doesn't work. Thank goodness I found out about Baxel. Now I'm ready to start my day.
Almost immediately I could feel the difference.
I needed Baxel's boost of hyaluronic.
It's safe, it's natural, and it's guaranteed joint relief.
Let me spell it out. B-A-X-Y-L works.
Knees, shoulders, hips, back. Nothing felt good until I took Baxel.
There's nothing like feeling great.
Running a 10K.
Riding bicycles with my grandkids.
I really miss working in my yard on weekend. Thanks to Baxel, I spend every Saturday outdoors.
Baxel lets me be active without worrying about how you'll feel tomorrow.
I asked myself, why did I feel so old for so long?
Baxel is available at Lifestyles Nutrition Center and online at lifestylesnutrition.net.
Have you ever gone to a health food store seeking help and left with a product you didn't trust and information that was less than reliable? That never happens at Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. We have over 20 years of matching our customers with the right supplements to enhance their life and improve their health. Come to Lifestyles and experience our experience. Feel better, look better. And now, through the summer months, receive 25% off of all of our store supplements. For more information, call 760-568-6522. And remember the name, Lifestyles, The first, the last, and the only health food store you will ever need.
Sport Clips Haircuts for Men is the ultimate guy's place with large flat-screen TVs playing sports, relaxing massage chairs, and the perfect place to get the best haircut for guys. Try the Sport Clips MVP, a precision haircut followed by an invigorating scalp massage, a hot steam towel treatment, and a relaxing neck and shoulder massage. You'll leave feeling like a new man. With 3 convenient Sport Clips Valley locations in La Quinta, Palm Desert, and in Palm Springs, you can just walk in and get a great haircut, no appointment needed. Visit Sport Clips closest to you today. It's good to be a guy.
Memory. It can be, well, less than reliable. Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you went in there? Ever lose your train of thought right in the middle of a conversation? What about misplacing your car keys or misplacing the whole car? If you think about it, your brain controls everything you do, walking, talking, and remembering things. The healthier your brain is, the better it's able to control all these important functions. As a normal part of aging, our memory begins to fade. Prevagen was developed to improve memory and support cognitive function. If you're experiencing occasional absent-mindedness or just want to support healthy brain function, then visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center in Indian Wells and ask for Prevagen. Prevagen is also available by calling 760-368-6522. Call 760-368-6522 or visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program. I'm your host, Amit S.Katz, and we're going to be talking hyperbaric health and hyperbaric therapy with Zayd Ratansi, naturopathic doctor of the from Living Longer Medical Resort. But before we get into him, I have a bunch of stuff. I really want to scratch this gentleman's lottery ticket and get into some of the truth here about hyperbaric. A few years back, I had at the health food store, Lifestyles Nutrition Center, I had a customer who went and had some plastic surgery. And as a result of the surgery, her skin maybe was a little too thin, and she started getting some necrotic skin around the ear. And she went back to the doctor, said, this doesn't look right. Doctor said to her, you need to go straight to a hyperbaric chamber. We're not even going to start touching this and messing around with this. We have to get this back to normal before things escalate, before things go south. She went in and did one treatment, and the skin she was able to revive that. The doctor was able to avoid a lot of trouble. So that caught my attention early and often. And I've been acutely aware of hyperbaric and hyperbaric treatments, but I'd really like to get more into this. And on the line we have Zayd. Zayd, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good talking to you.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. But let's start at the top. Tell the folks, what is a hyperbaric chamber?
Well, a hyperbaric chamber is something that we use in our medical system where we can get extra oxygenation physiologically inside the body. Okay. And the way that we do that is through a pressure chamber, and almost like a submarine or a vessel where we close the door and compress compressed air, so we go down as if we're going down below sea level, but obviously we're not moving anywhere. And what that does, the greater the amount of depth that we go down, the greater oxygen will dissolve into our body fluids, our plasma. And it's a medical way to get extra oxygen into your body that you normally could not get.
Okay. Now, when a person goes into the hyperbaric chamber, if they're claustrophobic, are they going to have a problem?
Some may. It depends on the size of the chamber. I have one that's a 20-person chamber. It's almost like going into a big airplane.
Like a basement or something.
There's smaller ones as well, a 1-2-man chamber. So it depends but most of the chambers have nice portholes, just like you have windows in planes. So it's pretty comfortable. But that could be one of the that could be one reaction someone may have.
Okay, now. You heard the intro about my customer who had the plastic surgery and the skin turned necrotic around the ear. That's one thing that I've heard, and I've also heard of different athletes that use it for recovery. But I'd like to hear about maybe what are the sort of biggest therapeutic advances that we've seen, maybe in areas of brain health or neurological disorders. What are we getting in these areas? How are we able with this therapy to, let's say, treat somebody who has Alzheimer's, or is there an application for these acute diseases? There you go.
You're asking a great question. So what it is how what are the advantages of the extra oxygenation, and what conditions have we seen the most benefit for? I'll tell you, in hospitals we have them available for about 13 or 14 really major life-threatening conditions.
Okay.
And the necrotic wounds, diabetic wounds, or hard-to-heal wounds, or wounds that are just so bad that they're about to be amputated. Hyperbaric oxygen is an approved medical therapeutic device for those conditions. So you can see how powerful it actually can be when you're looking at more advanced and even dangerous situations of the body.
Now let's wait. Just 1 second, Zayd. Let's say specifically, we're talking about diabetic neuropathy. Let's say there was a situation where somebody was about to lose a digit, about to lose a toe or a few toes. How many treatments? I mean, it obviously depends upon the patient's response, but how many treatments typically would it take to save a digit?
Well, it's typically what we recommend is between 10 and 60 hours. Now, this is what we recommend in hospitals. My experience has always been about 20 to 40 hours can provide a good therapeutic benefit. But it depends on the size of the wound and the necrosis as well, and the amount of blood flow that is diminished. So every patient is different. A lot of wound centers and hospitals now are opening up. Even the Mayo Clinic has a large chamber just like mine that is mainly for diabetic, for hard to heal problem wounds and cardiovascular conditions. And in hospitals, typically, you'll find wounds that just won't close for 15 years.
Wow!
And all we'll do is apply one course of hyperbaric. The only thing is, it is a rigorous treatment. It's non-invasive.
Yeah.
So we don't have. It's extremely safe. And what's happening is we're getting right to the necrotic tissue and area with that extra oxygenation. One of the other hospital conditions we use it for is bone infections and flesh-eating disease. So really bad infections that are anaerobic. Those are the ones that don't like oxygen. And so you could see the powerful benefit of that and why we use it in hospitals. Your other question is, when you asked about the athletes, it's interesting. I started my practice in 1997, so it's been about 15 years. And when I started, it was the first private multi-place chamber in Canada. So I did have.
Where was this? Was this in a hospital or was this a private clinic?
Private.
Okay.
Here's the thing. It was private in Vancouver, Canada, up here in the Northwest. And what I saw such a big benefit for hospitals. And, well, where else can we get these hyperbaric chambers? And there wasn't any private chambers available. So we stepped out of the box, and I did open a private a chamber. And what the initial response was neurological, was brain trauma. Strokes, autism, head injuries, concussions, coma patients. It was cerebral palsy and, of course, neurodevelopment and neurodegenerative with the aging brains.
Yeah.
And the results were just were very. We showed some great results, and it would make sense because the brain takes up 25% of your oxygen.
Yes.
So if there's a brain wound, now if we already know they're approved in the hospitals for skin wounds and all these wounds, well, don't you think the brain would respond even better? Mm-hmm. And so what we did is there was so much research coming out on neurological trauma, particularly strokes and that you know, it was one of the initial therapeutic modalities that we used.
Yeah.
Well,
Zayd, I wanted to, by the way, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program. I'm your host, Amit S.Katz, and we have on the line with us Zayd Ratansi from Living Longer Medical Resort, and we're talking about hyperbaric health. Now, I wanted to ask you about cases of dementia and Alzheimer's. Have we seen any changes or any benefit to using hyperbaric in seniors who experience these type of conditions?
Yeah, it's actually one of our big programs is on all types and forms of dementia. I'll give you one form is vascular dementia. And I had a patient. It only took three sessions for me for us to see the significant benefit in their memory from a vascular type of dementia. Mm-hmm. As we start improving the brain health, we combine brain exercises at a time of oxygen. I think that's how we get more of our benefits, is understanding the nutrition of the brain and the fatty acids of the brain, combined with that with oxygen. And then during the therapy, when they're breathing this extra oxygen, we have them do memory exercises. And now you're really focusing on that part of the brain. Mm-hmm. Another therapy that's added in is transcranial light therapy that's focused on the memory centers of the brain. So the hyperbaric is a big part of our neurological recovery programs for the aging brain that is diagnosed with various states of dementia. Yeah. And obviously the earlier we get it, the better.
Yeah, the better off we're going to be, right? We can head some of this off at the pass early and often. Another question, what about people who have tremors that are related to possibly Parkinson's?
Excellent.
Is there any improvement in this area?
Another big specialty. Actually, when I started, a Russian study came out, 53 out of, what was it? Now I can't even remember. 53 out of 57 patients got into a hyperbaric chamber and had significant benefit. That was in that was in 1990 something. So from there, we have to go by research and clinical studies, and if there are studies, then we will apply that within our clinical realm. So Parkinson's became a big one in our clinic. Yeah. And,
so were you able to get them past some of the medication, the anticonvulsant medication?
Well, and it's part of yes. I really want to be clear that even though there's individual case reports, and I actually threw some out on the medical boards out there, but it's understanding the Parkinson's brain and the part of the brain. It's a lot of times we will look at the insult or what's causing the damage to that part of the brain.
Of the brain, yeah.
And I will tell you, over 130 peer-reviewed medical studies on Parkinson's and pesticides and lots of environmental links. So when we apply hyperbaric, yes, it's a recovery. It's part of helping the injured brain, but we'll also look at chemical exposure and a key nutrient called, you would know well.
You know what, Zayd,
I'm
I'm sorry to have to cut you off because we're coming up on a hard break, but we definitely have to get you back in here and keep on discussing hyperbaric health. You're just a breath of fresh air, but we'll talk to you soon.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You've been listening to the Lifestyle Nutrition Radio program. We're going up on a hard break. You're listening to Money Radio 1200.
NBC News Radio, I'm Melissa Rayberger. Some soul-searching and post-mortems on the government shutdown. Arizona Senator John McCain, who opposed the shutdown, says his state was hurt.
This has harmed the lives of millions of people and thousands of people in my state that I represent. I have an obligation to them to try to prevent that from happening.
Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell on CBS's Face the Nation says the shutdown won't happen again.
See, I don't think a 2-week paid vacation for federal employees is conservative policy.
The man at the center of the effort to defund Obamacare, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, says he has no regrets.
I work for 26 million Texans. I don't work for the party bosses in Washington.
Senator Cruz and Senator McCain appeared on CNN's State of the Union. Federal investigators are in the San Francisco Bay Area to look into the deaths of 2 transit workers who were struck by an out-of-service commuter train returning from a routine maintenance trip. This is NBC News Radio.
Come to Jared the Galleria of Jewelry and get the Pandora Pick a Pave gift set. The Pave gift set includes a Pandora sterling silver bracelet or bangle, 2 You're a Star clips, plus a Pave charm of your choice valued up to $65. The Pandora Pave gift set is yours for only $200. Retail value $240. Available October 3rd through December 24th while supplies last. See store for details.
It can only be Jared.
Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline is Ferrari's choice for improved performance. It removes an average of 60% of performance-robbing gunk on intake valves left by low-quality premium gasolines. And it starts with your very first tank. So you're not just filling up with over 60 years of Shell and Ferrari technology and innovation. You're also filling up with choose Shell V-Power and let the excitement.
When you need heating and air conditioning system work in a hurry,
call the General.
When you want the job done right the first time,
call the General.
You bet. General Air Conditioning and Heating is the best little air conditioning company in the desert. Get a Service Plus agreement and you'll always get a discount on parts and labor and priority service too. So if you really want one less thing to worry about,
call the General, and that's in order.
General Air Conditioning and Heating, 760-343-7488, or log on to callthegeneral.com.
Hello, Frank Harrison, President of General Air Conditioning. I'm proud to announce that General Air has partnered with Green Homes America, a national home energy audit group. We are now BPI certified to perform whole home performance energy audits and provide you, the homeowner, with the ability to see exactly how you can make your home more comfortable and energy efficient. Just one more reason to call the General. For information on your custom home energy audit, call the General at 760-772-3400. That's 760-772-3400.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. Before we went to break, we were talking to Zayd Ratansi of the Living Longer Medical Resort. And if you have any questions about what he does, maybe you missed the segment about hyperbaric health, you're welcome to go to livinglongermedicalresort.com or go to, you're welcome to call the number 800-980-5746. Again, 800-980-5746. If you were listening to the last segment, I mean, 15 minutes or 10 minutes of discussion about hyperbaric was not enough. And I promise we're going to get Zayd back on the show, and we'll do a lot more in this field and maybe focus on one or two specific health conditions that can be treated. But to the topic of at hand, folks, as I said, we're getting into some fun and yet very serious, a very serious area. And this is going to be 8 female libido boosters you need to know about. And I say you, meaning guys, you need to know this, and females out there, women, you need to know this. Why, as a guy, would you need to know these things? Well, if you want to have, if everything's great with your partner in your life, maybe you don't need to know this. Then, but listen, just in case, you may want to chamber these thoughts, because just in case something goes wrong later on down the road, you know that there is something that can be done. So that's for you guys. Now, for you gals out there, maybe everything's great. You use it, you don't lose it, everything's good. But maybe it's starting to chip away at you. Maybe you're going through menopause, early menopause, or post-menopause, and the bells and whistles, you're not feeling them as you used to in the past, and this is definitely going to put another piece of information, another page in your playbook of sexual fun. So, but before we get into this, it's important to remember, okay, we live in a strange time. Back in the day, a woman, basically, her role was you took care of the kids, you cooked, and you also engage, from time to time, the man of the house, you serviced him. Those days are long gone. Although there's a huge discussion about equality, but also the roles of males and females in society. Now we're in a situation where a woman is expected to work. She's expected to take care of the kids. She's expected to cook. She's expected to look good. She's expected to keep her weight. And on top of that, she's supposed to perform like a porn star. Are we asking too much of women today? Possibly. Okay, now, so if you're a guy who's listening to this, or if you're a woman who's listening to this for that matter, and you're overtaxed, the libido boosters, you'll get something out of them, but maybe you need to really look into what's going on with your life. But if you're doing if your life is managed perfectly, and you're not quite feeling that the joy the drive isn't quite there, so to speak, these 8 things are going to assist you. So let's get into this. Number 1, you girls are really going to love me for this. Cocoa, or chocolate, number 1 booster for female libido. We're finding out that sex is not just a question of geography. It's not just all in the loins. It's also in the head. And that cacao or cocoa or chocolate has ability to actually boost some of that hypothalamus activity that regulates your hormones. And it also sort of keeps that pleasure center in the brain kind of up and going and revived and perky and ready to go. So does this mean that any chocolate will do? No. You want to go with something that has a really high cocoa content. If you're going to eat it, this isn't a license to eat a pound a day, people. Please don't pound chocolate like it's going out of season. Remember, on my diet, the Amit Lifestyles Diet, and if you go to Amit, AMITS, lifestylesdiet.com, you'll see that there is proper calorie control. One of the things that I do with my own diet is I sort of limit the amount of sugar that you're going to be eating in a day. 100 grams of sugar is about all you really should be eating if you want to lose weight. If you want to maintain a normal weight, maybe 200 to 300. So please be balanced with your cocoa. Okay, number 2, fenugreek. Fenugreek, somewhat of an odd spice for most people. It's used more commonly in capsule form. You'll find it's often recommended for lung problems, but it has a wonderful effect on female hormones. It actually is a nice booster of estrogen and progesterone and works directly on ovarian circulating estrogen and progesterone as well. Number 3, Damiana. Damiana, the herb. The Latin name is Turnera diffusa. That comes to us from our friends south of the border. Damiana, a few years back I had a chance to go to Mexico, and there was an alcoholic beverage that was shaped, it had the shape of a female naked body, and it was in green, and it was a fermented form of Damiana. And apparently, the folklore says that this drink, before estimated time of arrival will definitely help. In the store, we sell Damiana in capsules. Also, very strengthening for that libido for you senoras out there. So, Damiana, number 3. Number 4 comes to us from China. I've spoken about this herb before. It's called Dong Quai, spelled D-O-N-G. Second word is Q-U-A-I, Dong Quai. The Latin name is Angelica sinensis. Now, there are different forms of Angelica. Angelica is a particular looking plant, basically. It has when you see it in nature, it has sort of an aerial part, and it has like these offshoots. It looks like kind of like a cotton ball sort of formation. Anyway, there are different forms of Angelica, but this specific form of Angelica, the Dong Quai form, is a tonic for the blood. Now, if a female is going through her cycle, and she's obviously losing blood and then gaining blood, losing blood, gaining blood, Dong Quai will ensure that proper blood levels are maintained. So if you're still of childbearing years and maybe your period was a little too strong, and as a result, you're a little anemic, guess what? You're not going to be hot to trot. Dong Quai will maintain a proper blood level in the body. It also has a moisturizing effect on female genitalia, so it'll keep things nice and lubed, especially if you're older in life and you're suffering from some vaginal dryness, which is something that happens to women who are going through menopause. Another thing is that, again, this is controversial. Some people say that Dong Quai, if you take enough of it, some women it will increase their hormonal base. Other studies say that it doesn't. From the experience of recommending it throughout the years, Dong Quai has been just phenomenal, just a boon for women. I call it women's ginseng. So, number 4, Dong Quai. Number 5, this one is usually recommended for guys. It's yohimbe. The Latin name is Pocinistalia yohimbe. Now, yohimbe, basically what it does is it creates a blood flow towards the genital area. Okay? Now, if it's good for the goose, why isn't it good for the gander? It must be. It's just probably a question of dose. Now, you can get yohimbe in capsules. You can get it in a liquid form. There are a bunch of combinations out there that I've seen in different companies that make female libido boosters that have yohimbe in it. It's a very wise thing to do in herbology, because while you're increasing blood flow or the sensation or increasing hormone levels in the body, why not direct it right to the specific site in which the sensation is going to be? Again, male genitalia, female genitalia, it's just a question of size. In terms of nerve endings, all the nerve endings are there. So not a problem. Increase the blood flow, you increase the sensation. The eagle has landed, job accomplished. Number 6 on the list. This is really in vogue lately. The herb is called maca. Latin name is Lepidium mayenii. Maca, M-A-C-A. Maca is a root herb. It's a little bit it looks a little bit like a turnip or like a radish, and it grows in South America, so this comes to us from South America, in the Andes. There are hundreds of forms of maca. They have various different colors and whatnot, but maca is, first of all, a tonic for the adrenal system. Adrenal system and the kidneys are directly linked to our own physical strength, and our strength is connected to our libido. Maca also helps balance the hormones. Apparently, during different cycles of the month, women are supposed to have more estrogen, and then followed by greater amounts of progesterone. This will ensure that you're getting good amounts of each. And it's also good for guys, by the way. If you need, we're experiencing now in society a situation where we're in industrial countries, sperm count is dropping, and we don't know why. We think it's we're overworked. we think maybe it has something to do with chemical exposure or our diet. Maca increases sperm count. So it directly affects women and women. Also, it will affect women and women's not just their libido, but also their ability to have children. There's some reports about that. Now, it comes in a powder, comes in capsules, comes in extracts. We sell it in a powder at Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. We're located at the Village in Indian Wells in the Ralph's Shopping Center. We're right next door to Kitchen. So you can come get a pound of this stuff, start mixing it in with your smoothies. It's a beautiful thing to do. Number 7. Now we're getting into the area directly involved in increasing that drive. Not just hormones, not just where you're sensing it in the brain or in the genital area, but the drive itself. Women have testosterone. Males have it, women have it. Women just have a lesser amount. When your hormones decline, your testosterone will decline. And when your testosterone declines, your drive will decline. One of the tricks that I've seen doctors who are doing hormone replacement therapy is they want you to feel good real quick, so they'll just give you a pellet. Boom. Testosterone, and that gets released in the body over a 6-month period. And it will immediately increase your libido. It will increase your energy. Now, number 7 is deer antler velvet. Now, deer antler velvet is, we don't take the deer and slice its antler off. The velvet sort of peels off and we collect it. And there are different, more humane ways of doing this without without terrorizing Bambi to give us its precious velvet. And when you create an extract of the deer antler velvet, it's a nice source for testosterone, and at the same time, it has other health benefits. It's high in L-arginine, which also contributes to a release of a signal sent to the ovaries to produce more testosterone. It's also very healing for the body. Deer antler increases the body's ability to heal. So it's just a really cool thing as a precursor for testosterone. Now that was number 7. And number 8 is Bona certified testosterone cream for women. Yes, a testosterone cream does exist for women. It's created in such a way that it's not a massive whopping dose of testosterone. There's a nice base in which it's submerged, and when you rotate it to different sites of the body, it will pass the skin-blood barrier, penetrate into the bloodstream, and directly increase testosterone, whilst at the same time increasing your libido. So those are the 8 libido boosters you need to know about. We'll just quickly recap. 1, cocoa, cacao, or chocolate. Possibly 70% cocoa in your chocolate. Don't overdo it. 2, fenugreek the herb. 3, damiana the herb. 4, dong quai, also known as Angelica sinensis. Number 5, yohimbe. Number 6, maca or maca powder. Number 7, deer antler velvet. And number 8, testosterone cream for women. And that was 8 female libido boosters you need to know about. We're going to go to break now, and when we come back after the break, we're going to do Herb of the Week and Best Question of the Week. You are listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program on 1200 Money Radio.
Memory. It can be, less than reliable. Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you went in there? Ever lose your train of thought right in the middle of a conversation? What about misplacing your car keys or misplacing the whole car? If you think about it, your brain controls everything you do, walking, talking, and remembering things. The healthier your brain is, the better it's able to control all these important functions. As a normal part of aging, our memory begins to fade. Prevagen was developed to improve memory and support cognitive function. If you're experiencing occasional absent-mindedness or just want to support healthy brain function, then visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center in Indian Wells and ask for Prevagen. Prevagen is also available by calling 760-368-6522. Call 760-368-6522 or visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen today.
Sport Clips Haircuts for Men is the ultimate guy's place with large flat-screen TVs playing sports, relaxing massage chairs, and the perfect place to get the best haircut for guys. Try the Sport Clips MVP, a precision haircut followed by an invigorating scalp massage, a hot steam towel treatment, and a relaxing neck and shoulder massage. You'll leave feeling like a new man. With 3 convenient Sport Clips Valley locations in La Quinta, Palm Desert, and in Palm Springs, you can just walk in and get a great haircut, no appointment needed. Visit Sport Clips closest to you today. It's good to be a guy.
Whenever I work out, my joints ache the next morning.
It's embarrassing to have to take the elevator instead of walking up one flight of stairs because your knees and ankles grind.
I tried glucosamine, and it doesn't work. Thank goodness I found out about Baxel. Now I'm ready to start my day.
Almost immediately I could feel the difference.
I needed Baxel's boost of hyaluronan.
It's safe, it's natural, and it's guaranteed joint relief. Let me spell it out. BAXYL works. Knees, shoulders, hips, back. Nothing felt good until I took Baxel. There's nothing like feeling great.
Running a 10K.
Riding bicycles with my grandkids.
I really miss working in my yard on weekend. Thanks to Baxel, I spend every Saturday outdoors.
Baxel lets me be active without worrying about how you'll feel tomorrow.
I asked myself, why did I feel so old for so long?
Baxel is available at Lifestyles Nutrition Center and online at lifestylesnutrition.net. Your joints will thank you. If good health is important to you, look no further than products from Genesis Today. Genesis Today has a great line of nutritional supplements made from pure natural foods that your body can absorb, instead of chemical supplements manufactured in a laboratory. Genesis Today is a progressive nutrition company that specializes in superfoods. These exceptional plants and fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other vital nutrients at 20 times, 100 times, even 200 times the nutritional value of common fruits and vegetables. These products are prepared with low to no heat so as not to destroy the nutrients, and package them in non-toxic glass bottles for your consumption. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center today to find out what Genesis Today product is right for you.
Have you ever gone to a health food store seeking help and left with a product you didn't trust and information that was less than reliable? That never happens at Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. We have over 20 years of matching our customers with the right supplements to enhance their life and improve their health. Come to Lifestyles and experience our experience. Feel better, look better. And now, through the summer months, receive 25% off of all of our store supplements. For more information, call 760-568-6522. And remember the name, Lifestyles, the first, the last, and the only health food store you will ever need. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. Before we went to break, I did 8 female libido boosters you need to know about. If you missed that segment, or you missed part of it, I'll be throwing that up on my blog, which is healthtruthportal.com, healthtruthportal, all one word, and you'll be able to look at those 8 entries and get an idea of what they are, and I'll probably write a little, blog a little bit about them. Now, let's do Herb of the Week. In my book, The Frontline of Nutrition, 50 Treatments, Remedies, and Cures You Can Find in a Health Food Store, I went and I have a section in the back where I list various entries in the book. The number 1 nutrient that got more mention than any other nutrient is Herb of the Week, which is garlic. Allium sativum is the Latin name. Allium sativum. Now, why garlic? Why did garlic get so many mentions in the book? Because it has an application in so many areas. The book itself deals with 50 areas of health, 50 health topics, and I created protocols that dealt with them. Now, garlic has the ability to treat so many things in so many areas. So, on the one hand, it's a phenomenal treatment for parasites. So, let's say you go on a trip, You're going to a country, it doesn't even have to be a third world country. It can be a country that, you just haven't been exposed to the bacteria there, and you're eating food that's from a vendor or in a restaurant. Why not have the same thing but with garlic? It'll ensure that whatever parasites may be there or bacteria that is there, it's not going to disturb your stomach. Now, if you know you're going to a third world country, take garlic capsules with you. It'll definitely help with the parasites. Another reason, so here we are in one area dealing with parasites and digestive problems, and lo and behold, it has an effect on cholesterol. Now in this day and age where we're absolutely bombarded with ads on treating cholesterol and reducing cholesterol and significance of how much longer you're going to live if you take statin drugs. Why wouldn't we use something natural that could accomplish somewhat of a similar effect? And cholesterol directly reduces total serum cholesterol and at the same time creates a good ratio between good and bad cholesterol. And that is something that's going to really play into longevity. Not only that, if you look at the diets where people have the most centurions, like the Mediterranean diet, garlic is high, very, very high on the list of nutrients that are consumed on a daily or weekly or monthly basis. So we have parasites, and we also have the treatment of parasites, and we have the treatment of cholesterol. Also, high blood pressure. There's a guy that has a health food store in Costa Mesa, and he has a doctor that shows up. And he has patients come in, and he asks them, not patients, he has just regular people off the street come in, and he'll ask them, do you have high blood pressure? And they'll say yes. And he'll open up a packet of Kyolic garlic, and he'll say to them, here, I'm going to give you a serving of this stuff. You walk around the mall for 30 minutes and come back. He measures their blood pressure before they leave and when they come back. And most of the time, their blood pressure is lower. So, garlic. Before you start going down the road of medication, various cholesterol medication, high blood pressure medication, or if you're going on a trip abroad, you don't want to get any parasites, garlic is your best friend. Now, let's do question of the week. As I like to say, this isn't a bum show, people. If you write me a letter, you ask me a question, and you can do that at lifestylesweb@yahoo.com. And I look through the questions, and if I find something juicy that gets my brain going, I will read it on the show, and then you're welcome to come into the store and pick up a bottle of something that we talked about, or something that is of interest to you, or something that I want you to have, because it's not always about you. Although I do want it to be all about you. So here, this question comes from Tim Pollock of Desert Hot Springs, and he writes to me, I recently started taking echinacea capsules for the changing of season. A friend told me this may lead to a low sperm count. Is this true? Yes, Tim. It's a good thing to take echinacea capsules. Echinacea does boost the immune system and will fortify you against the changing of the season. But that study that came out was from a reputable source. And if you take whopping doses of echinacea, yes, it can destroy sperm count. There are lots of herbs out there that, I get this all the time. People come to me, they'll say, it's natural, right? So it should be good for me. Well, lightning is natural. Lightning will kill you. Snake bite is natural. Snake bite will kill you. Now, echinacea is natural, and if you take too much of it, it will lower your sperm count. But don't be scared of echinacea, people. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to empower you. If I scare you, I can control you. I don't want to scare you. So, echinacea is actually very good for you. Take it within the normal range. 1 capsule 3 times a day, 2 capsules 3 times a day. You should be fine. Now, Tim, if you're concerned about your libido or about your sperm count, come into the store, and I'm going to give you a bottle of GH Male, which is a wonderful thing for your sperm count. Wow, where did the time go? I want to thank Dr. Zayd from the Living Longer Medical Resort. He came in and we talked about hyperbaric health. Dr. Zayd Ratansi naturopathic doctor. And I want to thank you for tuning into my show. Next week, we're going to do some interesting stuff. I think we're going to do some stuff about acupuncture and a couple of other really cool things. You've been listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program on Money Radio 1200.